Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. How is everybody doing today? I hope you guys Sunday. I know that me and Nate, we went to the grocery store today. Hold on, let me lower this and then I'm going to fill you in on all the things that I'm thinking about and tell you what me and Nate have been doing today. Oh, I'm getting old. Okay. What up? I love you too, baby. Always telling me he loves me. Okay. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Kim. Hey, guys. So I didn't plan on doing a video today. I was just kind of like laying low and chilling. And I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of like not knowing what's going on with my YouTube channel. I'm trying to upload videos to my Patreon, and for some reason I'm not being able to get them over there. So I'm trying to figure that out. Hey, Shelly. What's up, baby? Come here. I'll fix it for you.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
I'm coming.
Get the sleeve.
Your little sleeve is caught.
The sleeve.
There you go. There you go. You look nice. Good choice. I've been folding laundry all day today, y'all. Okay.
And then Mom peed in her pants.
Okay, guys. Hey, what's up, everybody? So today's topic is it's a touchy subject. The reason I want to talk about this is because one of my friends lost one of her best friends to an overdose. And so I know that everyone deals with grief in a different way. Hey, Sophia. Oh, I haven't mailed your package yet, so don't be worried. I hadn't even mailed it. Are you there in your new house yet? Like moved in all the way? Let me know. Text me. Anyway, everyone deals with grief in a different way, okay, you guys? Like, some people kind of like shut off and like kind of just like act like it didn't happen. Some people like really get depressed and go into like a depression. Some people get angry. Some people try to laugh it off and like tell jokes. And I'll tell you the way I've always dealt with grief. Now, hey, Bobby, when I was in my active addiction, hey, Misty, I used to get high over losing my friends to the disease of addiction. I actually lost my best friend to suicide while we were in active addiction. It was a combination of suicide and active addiction. Like, she committed suicide because she couldn't get sober, and she thought her husband was cheating on her. Hey, Liz. It was terrible. I remember going to her funeral, and I took so much Xanax, you guys. Like, it was unbelievable. I was a groveling mess. I was throwing myself into the casket with her. Like, it was so bad. And this is my best friend. Like, I grew up with her from kindergarten till 12th grade. We had our graduation parties together. When we graduated, we went to college together for the couple of years we actually went. We got our first jobs together. Like, this girl, her name was Nikki Beasley. And you guys, it was tragic. I'll tell you guys the story time. So we had got, this is, I tell you guys a lot about her. Because this is the girl I got my first job at JCPenney with, okay? Yes. And that's what I did, you guys. Like, it was so emotional for me because first of all, I had never lost a friend before. I had never lost someone so close to me. So let me kind of give you guys the background. So Nikki and me, when we graduated high school, I was like, screw this. I'm not going to come home. I'm going to go party. And I stayed out every night. My parents ended up kicking me out because I wasn't coming home. And so what I did was I was just staying over at Nikki's house. So me and Nikki were running back and forth between Glenwood, Arkansas, and Hot Springs. And what we were doing is we were going out there getting dope, meth, and then we would come back to Hot Springs and stay high and take go to her house, stay up all night long, coloring, doodling, pilfering. We'd go dumpster diving. I mean, you guys, we were crazy. And we met these guys, right? This guy named Goober, okay? Goober lived with this hairdresser named Calvin, and I thought they were gay. I mean, at least Calvin was in love with Goober, but Goober didn't love Calvin. So what happened was Nikki and Goober ended up hooking up and getting married. James is his name. They ended up getting married, and I mean, they were a perfect couple, but she had started slamming oxys. Okay, and this is before I started slamming opiates. I didn't even know what that shit was about. Let me go. Can you guys hear me? Nate, will you lower that just a little bit?
I lowered it.
Just a little bit more. Thanks, baby.
Like this.
You know what? I'm going to go in another room. You know what? You can turn it up, buddy. I need to go in the other room anyway because I'm telling a story time and I don't want you to hear it. I'm really working hard on trying to tell my stories, not around my son. Now, he's not listening to me, but I'm trying not to do that because I know some people get so upset with me. So I'm sitting in his room. It's got toys everywhere, but I can tell you what's going on. Okay, so Nikki and James getting married, you guys. They fell in love. Hey, Gypsy Soul. And this is when I started dating that LD guy. Remember LD? I told you guys all about him. I was with him for about 6.5 years. And the last 3 years of our relationship, he used to beat the living daylights out of me. And on Wednesdays, I'm going to start uploading a story time every Wednesday, you guys. And so from now on, you're going to hear all these stories in order. Because what I'm going to do on Wednesday, this next Wednesday, is I'm uploading a story. And it's going to be about me and my sisters. Y'all are going to laugh y'all's asses off. But it's going to be titled The DeMeo Sisters. Okay? And I'm going to tell you guys all about what my life was like growing up with my two sisters. And it's just going to be awesome. And we're going to start from the beginning and we're going to go all the way through my life. And that will be every Wednesday. But for right now, we're talking about grief. So let me get back focused. So Nikki and James ended up really hitting it off. And I was kind of dating a couple people. I think I had just met LD, but it wasn't serious because I was still working at JCPenney. And I didn't get with LD until I started working at Shoe Carnival. So, she and this guy, James, they just got strung out. And you guys, I hadn't even started thinking about shooting up yet. I was still thinking that smoking dope was where it was at, And so I was just wow, y'all are on another level. So they kind of started not hanging out with me as much because I wasn't shooting up like they were, And I don't know if you guys ever hang out with people who have used the needle, but usually if you use the needle, you hang out with other people who use the needle. It's because you're embarrassed, or not embarrassed, but you don't want to shoot up in front of people who've never shot up because they don't understand. And also, people who have never shot up, they'll look at you like you're a crackhead, like you're a fiend, It's a different situation. Everybody can line out a line and go, but whenever you're shooting up, you have to fix it up and, it's very personal. It's a very personal situation. So, they started hanging out by themselves and I wasn't seeing Nikki as much. And then I met LD and I started working at Shoe Carnival, and she had gotten really bad off on oxys and she ended up getting fired from the job that we were working at, which was that JCPenney job. I had already left and went to Shoe Carnival. Well, she ended up getting fired and becoming the manager of a shoe store called Payless. And I was like, girl, we're both working at shoe stores, And so we kind of rekindled our friendship and I started to go over and hang out again, right? Hey, Sonia. And I had introduced her to LD and we were rekindling our friendship and we were getting really close again, but she was real bad strung out. Well, my life took a turn for the worst, and LD started hitting me, and I started trying to get away from him. So what I did was I called Nikki and James, and I was like, listen, like, I need to get out of here. He's beating my ass. He's going to kill me. You know, I don't have anywhere to go. My mom and dad are mad at me. My mom and dad don't want me to be here. You know, and I couldn't tell my parents the truth. I couldn't tell them that LD was beating me. I couldn't tell them. I was so embarrassed. I was so ashamed. I was so ashamed that I let a man beat me like that. I've always had so much pride, and I've always said I will never let a man treat me like that. I will always run the show. And it was not the way it went. And my dad knew. My dad knew that he was beating me. Because at my job, the people that I worked with were telling my dad that I was coming to work with black eyes. Because the town I lived in, it was a smaller town. And anytime I would go to the hospital or anything like that would happen, I knew somebody everywhere I went, you guys. Everywhere I went. At the hospital, this girl named Tracy that was friends with my parents worked there, and she was a nurse. LD busted my head open right here, and I had to get 10 stitches, and I had to go into the hospital to get those 10 stitches, and she ended up calling my mom and dad and telling my mom and dad. And so they knew that I was getting beat up. And so I called Nikki and James, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And that's when they were like, you're going to come and you're going to live with us. Okay? Well, I ended up losing my job at Shoe Carnival, and I was kind of just like, at that time, I was destitute. I was at Shoe Carnival, I went to the revenue office, and I ended up losing my job at the revenue office. And all this, I'll be able to slow it down and show you guys, or in all this, I'll be able to put it into chronological order. Every Wednesday, I'm going to tell you guys a new story. But I'm kind of just mashing up. This is probably like 5 years of stories all into one story. So after I had stopped working at Shoe Carnival, I got the job. And the reason I stopped working at Shoe Carnival is because I got the job working for the state of Arkansas at the revenue office, doing the driver's licenses, doing the car tags, all that stuff. And my dad's friends hired me there, okay? They're the ones who were like, hey, come work here. We got this great job for your daughter. So they were seeing me come in with black eyes and just all kinds of stuff. And so they were telling my mom and dad. Well, Nikki and James were like, listen, come live with us. We're going to help you. It's going to be okay. We're going to help you get back on your feet. You know, if he comes by here, we've got guns, everything. And so I moved in with Nikki and James. And you guys, like, I'm telling you, they helped me so much. They helped me pay my bills. They helped me pay my car payment. I mean, they were such good friends to me. But guess what happened? LD came home one day and showed up in the driveway crying and begging. And you know what your girl did. I went back to go live with LD. Well, during that time that I was living with LD, Nikki and James's relationship, they started getting on rocky ground. She started accusing him of cheating on her, and it was just all kinds of craziness. And you guys got to understand that she was, you know, using the needle. She was strung out. Well, one day I was at my parents' house. I don't remember what for. I think I had just like stopped by there. And one of my girlfriends from high school called my mom and dad's house. Amanda. She called my mom and dad's house and told them, hey, you need to get a hold of Nicole and let her know that Nikki committed suicide and that she's literally on her way to the hospital right now. And I was like, what? And they were like, my mom and dad were like, yeah, you need to go over there right now. And I remember jumping in my car and all the way down the road. This girl, literally, you guys, my parents' house was right here, and then here's Nikki's house. It was like 2 miles down the street. It was so close. So I drove over there as fast as I could, and I pulled up in the driveway, and they had the caution tape. I'll never forget it. Because Nikki's red truck, oh my God, you guys, she loved this red truck. It was a beautiful Chevy, like 2005 model, extended cab with rims on it, brand new leather interior, nice stereo system. I mean, we rode that truck, and her husband James had a big old jacked up Dodge Ram. I mean, we went everywhere in it. I remember one time we were mudding in that Dodge Ram, and I was holding on to the oh shit bar, and I was holding that oh shit bar so fucking hard, I ripped that bitch right out of the ceiling. We were going. I will never forget that because I was so scared. You guys, one thing I hate is when people are driving crazy and I don't have any control. I like to have control over everything, if y'all didn't know that. And so I was holding on to that bar, and all of a sudden we went, damn donuts, y'all. And I went and ripped the I was like, oh shit. I ripped it out. They had, the bed of her truck was open, and they had the yellow caution tape all around her trailer. And I remember just crying and laying in the bed of the truck, just crying, uncontrollably crying. She wasn't there. They had taken her in the ambulance, right? And that's when her mom called us and told us that she didn't make it. Like, they thought they were going to be able to save her, because what she had done was she had laid on the bed and shot herself. She put some covers that were folded, like she took some covers like this and shot through, and she died. She ended up dying. It was horrible. It was horrible. There was blood in the room. It was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. And the thing about it that made it so much harder to deal with was that morning she had been calling me, and she had been calling James, and her and James had just had a fight, and she had been accusing him of cheating on her. And so she was calling and calling and calling him, and he shut his phone off while he was at work because she wouldn't stop calling. And it's just like that guilt, like, I didn't answer the phone. What if I could have done something? What if I could have been there? It was horrible, you guys. It was such a bad thing. And that was my last really close friend that was a female. That so close that she would do anything for me. So close that she would pay my damn car payment for me. Like, we would do anything for each other. And when she passed away, I didn't even know how to act. I did not know how to act. And I just went so deep into my active addiction, and I started shooting up, and I went to her funeral high on Xanaxes. It was so bad, you guys. But the whole reason why I wanted to come on and tell you guys this story is because I know everybody deals with grief in a different way, right? I know we all, sometimes when somebody dies, we don't know how to act, but and I told you guys this yesterday in the story time I was telling y'all. With us addicts, sometimes other addicts have to die so that we can live. Okay, so people that are close to us, other people have to die so that we can live. All right, because we are selfish, we are self-seeking, we forget how bad it was when we were in active addiction, and we go out and we relapse and we make stupid ass decisions. And sometimes the only way that our higher power can get through to us is to pull someone away from us that means something to us to save our own lives. Okay? And I know that y'all might think, that's bullshit. I'm serious. Sometimes someone else has to go so that you can live. And I truly believe that every friend I've lost to the disease of addiction or suicide has had to go so that way I could learn a lesson and I could live. So it started out with my friend Nikki, okay? Then last September, my friend Ashley committed suicide, okay? All around, centered around the disease of addiction, okay? So it's each time that one of my friends has passed, it's been a wake-up call to me. Like, wake up. You've got to keep your recovery number one, because that's what so many people forget is that it doesn't matter if you've been sober for 25 years. If you're not keeping your sobriety at the front of your life, then you're going to relapse. You know, and you don't want to lose your life. And so I know that it might seem heartless to say that, but sometimes we have to people in order for ourselves to have a chance at life. So, you know, instead of stopping what you're doing and going into a deep depression, when you lose somebody, you need to keep pushing forward, and you need to double down and start sharing a message of hope and recovery even more. Come here, boy. Come here. You need to show a message of hope and recovery even more, and keep spreading a message of recovery, and that recovery is possible. What are you? Hi. Come here. Let me show y'all. Onyx, come here. This is Onyx. Aye. There you go. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I know a lot of you guys are losing people, okay? We have to keep pushing forward, and we have to stay sober. We have to keep sharing our message. So don't get discouraged. If you lose somebody, you just got to remember, okay, that's my cue to double down and get busy on my recovery, because this is not a game. Addiction equals death. So, anyway, I love you guys. I hope y'all have a great day. I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for our big book study. We're in, I think, chapter 5, Into Action. So I hope you guys will be here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, you guys, I'll see you later.